so that we're not here again, is to make sure that this is, that everybody understands that this is it. I mean, because the motion of adopting this doesn't necessarily mean this is it. And I guess I'm looking for...
What his motion will have to include is adopting the resolution, and as we discussed, adopting items 2, 3, and 4, with the understanding that this is the county's final attempt to rectify this situation.
Mr. Chairman, are we going to vote on this as a whole, or are we going to take these as separate entities?
We're going to try to vote on it as a whole. Is there something that's wrong? Unless you have...
Because, because there are parts that I could agree with, and there are parts that aren't. So that's why I was wondering, to say as a whole, when we've got 4 separate issues here that we're dealing, and it's like either you have to accept all or you accept none. I mean, that's when...
We basically have a staff report that says they've worked through this issue for weeks, and this is what they come up with, the recommendation to fix.
But there are 4. But there are 4 different issues that are on this.
All right, we're going to try one vote first. Then, if there's an issue, we'll try them individually, and then we'll come back. How's that?
Can his motion include something to the effect that this board will not consider relieving any further charges?
I think that's what I said.
As far as future charges, future penalties and interest, and we'll follow through with the staff recommendation of cutting off the electricity and doing whatever.
What do you not specifically agree with, Mr. Black, to make sure everybody's heard of?
I guess that was the issue was number 3 on the micronizer. That was the only thing for me that I was wrestling with.
And that's kind of money, the
$49. And that's coming.
$1,000, but that's coming out of their fund.
It's coming out of the program.
So it's coming out of their fund. So it's not going to affect the county at all.
Right. So this is no county dollars.
No, the first one.
The first one we're forgiving.
Right.
Money which we really don't have the ability to go back anyhow.
Does their fund pay the attorney to do all these other deeds also, or does the county pick that up?
It's 24 deeds.
It's 15.
About 15 probably.
15 now, okay.
We have not asked DHCD whether that program income fund could cover the cost of that or not. I don't know how much work that would entail to change it.
It's kind of hard asking the people that did it.
Probably fairly simple and all the same form. So I wouldn't expect it to be very much.
Okay. I was just curious if the fund was paying that, or...
But the fund should pay everything for this project that it can.
Okay.
Based on
it paid them originally, so...
Yeah, then I would think it would.
Yeah, $1,000, but it's 14, 15, so it's $15,000. Ms. Underwood, you ready?
Yeah, I'm not.
You're not?
No, I'm not ready to vote on it. I got an issue with product. And the issue that I have is and make no mistake about it, the people ought to pay. But when a little old lady comes in here in the middle of February, in the middle of the wintertime, I'm not going to vote to put out of her. I'm just not going to do it.
I'm not either.
If I vote to pass this, that's what I'm saying I'm going to do. If I vote to approve this, that's what I'm saying I'm going to do, and I'm not going to do it.
Well, the thing of it is, you've already voted. You've already voted, in essence, to do that for people that live in other parts of the county, because that is what we do. We cut your electric, we cut your water off, we cut your sewer off. You don't pay your bill, and Kevin Whiteman's going to go and put a whatever it is notice on the house so you can't live anymore. So you put them out of the house already. I don't understand why you're not.
Okay, but my understanding was in the other situations, a person could live there if they chose to. You know, they might run out of water. They may not have any water, but if they want to stay in there with no water, they can stay in there.
Yeah, that would be the difference, Mr. Akers.
If they want to get a car,
we don't stop the sewer up.
Buy some water. That's what they can do.
They can keep using the sewer.
I'm not going to vote to put a 85-year-old lady out of the house in the middle of February. I will never do that.
If you got sewer, if you got water and sewer,
yes. If
you're saying you can still use it.
Yeah, because you still have an approved sewer method. Because we've cut your water off. You could go buy bottled water. You can flush your toilet. You can't take a hot shower. But
Can you not?
I think we've all done that in reality.
Can you not stop? Can you not cut something off?
No. We don't do it.
We
just turn the water off. And when we turn the water off, that encourages them to come pay the bill. We don't leave too many people off that long. in that type of situation. But it is a little bit different. The Dawn situation with sewer is different than anywhere else in the system. There's no doubt about that.
And that's fine. We can pass it. I'm just not gonna vote.
All right, Mr. Underwood, we're ready for you. I think you're voting about the little old ladies is another issue. Mr. Underwood?
This resolution, correct? Members of the board, I'd like to read a resolution that's,
Do we have?
wait,
We have to. He has to read the resolution as part of his motion. We all have copies.
You have copies of it?
We'll pass 2 copies down to the
Yeah,
press.
that's fine. You can just,
Okay.
as in the packet, and it becomes a part of the record.
The resolution's in the packet.
Yeah.
Pass 2
All right.
copies down to the press so they'll have it. We're not going to change the reading of what we've got.
Then we don't have to read it.
You don't have to read it. Thank you.
all right. Members of the board, I'd like to make a motion that we pass the resolution before you waiving certain outstanding utility charges for county sewer services related to the Dawn wastewater, decentralized water system.
Second.
I just wanted to add.
He wasn't finished.
And
I feel the same way though, but go ahead.
Yeah.
Finish your resolution. Finish your motion.
Go ahead.
part of this and the final part of this resolution is that I'm asking the board that we note that this is the final forgiveness of any debt or issues without people coming before the board, looking at it on an individual basis.
And accept county administrator's recommendations for solutions 2, 3, and 4 as stated in the board.
Oh,
packet.
yes.
Okay.
And except those, what, 2, 3, and 4? Is it
2,
1,
3,
2,
and
3,
4. This is number 1.
Oh,
and
yeah,
we're
2,
doing
3, and 4 resolutions.
Okay. As presented in the board packet, which the press has and everybody else has. So we
You
don't
got
have
it,
to-
Mr.
okay.
Chairman.
Mr. Akers made the second. Discussion. All those in favor say aye.
Well, one-
Aye. I'm sorry. You had discussion?
Well, he said unless they come before the board. Does that mean that if somebody doesn't agree with this, they can come to us and say
No.
they don't agree?
What I was saying, if a person had an issue, that they would come to the county, or that they would look at it.
Yeah, they're gonna work
It wouldn't come
directly
back
with
before us.
Okay,
They
County
would work within
administrator.
the framework.
okay, so it doesn't come
To
before?
us, no.
No.
I'm just making sure I understand the motion.
I might have
'cause
said it wrong, too, Judge.
Now,
I'm
anybody can.
just making sure, 'cause
Right.
that's all, just being clear.
He
Right.
didn't have permission to, or the authority to try to negotiate something other than
Right.
what this board is.
Right.
giving
That- And
Okay.
by he
Okay.
means Mr. Cullen.
Okay.
Yeah, right.
Okay. So that handles the discussion. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed nay.
No.
Mr. Black, how do you vote?
Reluctantly, aye.
I heard you the first time. Mr. Seeley,
Aye.
Mr. Underwood, aye. Mr. Akers,
Aye.
Mr. Taylor.
Nay.
I vote aye. And them considering Burma Road again. All right, thank you very much.
Thank you, guys. I know it's tough.
Number 8, Mr. Cully is capital projects update. I think we're good there. We all have capital projects updates in our packet. Any questions on those? Doesn't appear to be. And Mr. Cully's giving us dollars. Actually, he's not giving us dollars. He's giving us a picture of a dollar. You know this is actually illegal. Well, it's not a reasonable facsimile. All right, just as Mr. Black coming around to you is an updated version of our dollar chart. Purely informational. Reggie, could you pass those around, please? Purely informational, just to give you an idea of where we are in local expenditures per local dollar, or per local pennies per tax dollar. Okay?
Okay.
General information, what I had intended for us to do today was to go over the 5-year plan with Mr. Rogers. He didn't have the 5-year financial planning tool that we use to include the new school, include the radio system, just some other things. I just wanted to provide the board with as much financial information as possible because as I said in the back, I'd like to ruin everybody's Christmas by talking finances and where the county is. So we'll have that to talk about during the Christmas holidays. But this is just for your tool. Save it. He emailed it to me. I'll make sure you all have an email so you have one to go back again. Anything you wanted to add in yours, Mr. Coley? Closing board comments. Anything else, Mr.?
I'll be sending out the leave calendar for you before I go.
Oh, thank you. Okay, you're going on Thanksgiving. You're not, Mr. Cully's not going to be here for our November 24th meeting.
26. Mr. Parton's going to handle that.
Mr. Parton's going to run? Okay. All right, we're going to get a leave schedule, and you're going to plan holiday festivities for us, for the staff. Not for us, for the staff. Well, we'll pay to get in. Okay. Closing board comments. Mr. Black.
None at this time.
Mr. Seeley.
No, sir, Mr. Chairman.
Mr. Underwood.
Yes, sir, Mr. Chairman, I have two. I'd ask the board to consider moving our December meeting from the Tuesday the 10th to Monday the 9th of December. I'd ask the board members to graciously do that for me. My second comment, Mr. Chairman, is that, the discussions tonight, I know you got a little heated, and for me, I just wanted to make sure that I gave voice to people who felt they had no voice. There are a lot of things that they could have done for themselves, a lot of things that certainly any responsible homeowner may have taken under their wing and taken care of. Certainly is not an excuse, but it is a reality. So I'm hoping that they heard my voice loud and clear at the meeting, that I am as adamant as you guys are that everyone should pay their own way and pay their fair share. But this was the only way that I felt I could get back to even board and say that we heard you, we listened, but this is the end of the road. So thank you, gentlemen, for your vote this evening, and hopefully it doesn't come back to this again. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Mr. Underwood. On the note of moving the board meeting, anybody have a problem with making it Monday the 9th instead of Tuesday the 10th? Mr. Black, looks good for you? We have plenty of time to advertise, Mr. Cully? Okay. We're going to, of course, rely on Mrs. Hall to remind us all. All right, Mr. Akers, closing comments? Mr. Taylor?
No, sir.
All right, I have none. We do have a brief closed meeting, and we will need a motion that puts us in, convenes a closed meeting pursuant to consultation with legal counsel and briefings by staff, Section 2.23711 Code of Virginia, pertaining to specific legal matters requiring the provision of legal advice and/or pertaining to public and probable litigation where such consultation in open meeting would adversely affect us. What that?
You want us control.
I didn't really care for control. Joint petition by Aqua Virginia and Port Royal boundary adjustment. Is there a motion to that effect?
So moved. Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
We'll be in closed meeting.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. We're out of closed meeting. Mr. Black, do you certify that only those items we went into closed meeting to discuss were discussed?
I certify.
Mr. Seeley?
I so certify.
Mr. Underwood?
I so certify.
Mr. Akers?
I so certify.
Mr. Taylor?
I so certify.
And I so certify. We have one action item. The board will direct the county attorney to follow up on the legal correspondence. And I believe we have no other action items. Any other motions? Oh, thank you so much. Is there a second? Motion made by Mr. Akers and Taylor. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay.